Gold Demonstrator guy. We've tried to build a complete collection of International Harvester tractors from the 1970 Gold Demonstrator tractor sales promotion. We've tried to collect not only one of each model number, but also one of each version of each model number that they offered in the promotion. We think it's important to not only to restore only authentic Gold Demonstrator tractors, but also to document as much knowledge and history as you can about each individual tractor. They say that every tractor's got a story, and that's true for our Gold Demonstrators as well. They have spent their lives on farms all across the United States, plowing and planting, chopping silage or raking hay. I think it would be so interesting to compare the story of our 1456 standard, which tilled the wheat fields in western North Dakota, to our 544 utility, which mowed the pastures in West Virginia, or our 1456 front wheel assist that helped grow corn in the western Kansas irrigation circles, to our 656 high utility that planted tobacco in North Carolina. As you can imagine, the individual stories are more complete on some of our tractors than on others. But it will give you an idea of how International Harvester touched the lives of farm families all across this great country.
All 656 Gold Demos are hydros, and all our 656 Gold Demos have the 282 diesel engine. Our 656 Farmall Gold Demo was originally owned by a small farmer in northern Michigan who had traded it off. Chad House spotted it at a John Deere Kubota dealer and purchased it immediately. He partially repainted it and used it as a parade tractor. We purchased it from Chad and had it restored by Josh Olson in 2018. Our 656 row crop utility Gold Demo was originally sold by Riddick Implement in Ohoski, North Carolina, to a James Russell of Conway, North Carolina. It was then purchased by Marty Tyne of Pennsylvania, who sold it to Bob Zarcy of Reynolds, Indiana in 2009. Bob rebuilt it and had a picture of it published in the Red Tractor book by Octane Press in 2013, and in Red Power magazine in 2012. We purchased it later in 2012 and had it restored by Danny Anderson in 2013. It's one of only 3 known 656 row crop utility Gold Demos. Our 656 utility Gold Demo was never painted red over the gold. It still had the original gold paint. It was originally sold by an IH dealer in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, and still had the dealer sticker on it. We found it in Minot, North Dakota, where it had been sitting in a Quonset shed for many years. Our transaction for it was arranged by Clayton Darlage of Seymour, Indiana. It was restored by Josh Olson in 2014, and it's one of only 6 Gold Demo 656 utilities known to exist, and the only diesel that we know of. Again, just like the 656s, all 544 Gold Demos are hydro transmission. Our 544 diesel Farmall Gold Demo was originally found on a farm in New York. I saw it advertised on Craigslist and spotted the black cowling around the dash, and the serial number was near the middle of the 1970 production run, so I took a chance. We purchased it in 2018 and we found gold paint under the hoods. The tractor was in great shape. It was restored by Josh Olson in 2020, and it's only one of 8 Gold Demo 544 Farmalls known to exist. Our 544 Farmall Gas Gold Demo was originally found in a salvage yard in Salem, South Dakota by Richard Lantis in 2005. Richard reworked it and repainted it. But Richard died in 2015, and we purchased the tractor from his daughter, Kate Rogers, in 2018. She gave us the picture of Richard picking up the tractor in Salem, South Dakota, and the tractor is still in its original gold paint. It was restored by Josh Olson in 2018, and it was only one of 8 Gold Demo 544 farmalls known to exist. Our 544 row crop utility Gold Demo was originally sold in Maine and found on an auction by Tom Lehman. Tom sold it to Bo Miller from Thompson Station, Tennessee, who used it on his cattle ranch. We purchased it from Bo in November of 2011, and after he had sent us pictures showing the gold paint coming out from under the red all over. It was restored by Danny Anderson in 2012. It is the only 544 row crop utility Gold Demo known to exist. Our 544 utility is another one of our Gold Demos that was never painted red over the gold. It was originally sold in West Virginia and used on a farm by an IH dealer. It was purchased by Clayton Darlage of Seymour, Indiana. We purchased it from Clayton in June of 2012, and it runs perfectly. It was restored by Danny Anderson in 2012. It's only one of 7 Gold Demo 544 utilities known to exist. The 826s were sold in 2 versions, the Hydro and in the gear drive. Our 826 Hydro Gold Demo was originally sold in Michigan. Max Favorite discovered it on a dealer lot in Michigan and purchased it while it was still unknown to the dealer as a Gold Demo. Max rebuilt the engine with other repairs with a narrow front and 34-inch rear tires. Max showed it at many shows with his other Gold Demos in his semi-trailer museum and brought it to Florida with him when he retired. We purchased it from Max in 2018. We changed it to a wide front with 38-inch rear tires. The hoods and sheet metal were repainted by Josh Olson in 2018. Our 826 Gold Demo gear drive was originally found in Union, West Virginia by Bo Miller. This tractor had a cab on it, and the hood piece inside the cab was still gold paint. We have that piece separate in our shop. Bo Miller from Thompson Station, Tennessee had the tractor rebuilt, and we purchased it from Bo in 2017 in great shape. We had it repainted by Josh Olson in 2018. Our 1026 Gold Demo was originally sold new in New York State and brought to Minnesota by Barry Kappelman of Keister Implement in a dealer trade of equipment. We purchased the 1026 from Barry in June of 2016, knowing that the hydro was bad. We had the hydro rebuilt, but then found a bad engine. The engine was rebuilt by the Case IH dealer Hamels Equipment of Chatfield, Minnesota. It was restored by Josh Olson in 2017 with all new tires and chroming and everything that goes with it. It was dynoed by Danny Anderson at 160 horsepower. Our 1456 front wheel assist started its life in the large fields in western United States. Formerly owned by Dale Smith of OEM Tractor Parts in Chenoa, Illinois, who had suddenly passed away several years ago. Dale traded for this tractor from a tractor collector in Colorado and then sold it to Chad House of Mount Pleasant, Michigan, where it just sat for over 20 years. We purchased it from Chad in 2020 and rebuilt many of the worn parts that happened during a normal working life, including the front wheel assist that was installed right from the factory. It was restored by Josh Olson in 2021 with all new tires and chroming. It was dynoed by Danny Anderson at 150 horsepower. This 1456 tractor was still in original gold paint when we purchased it. It had never been painted red over the gold. Originally, it was owned by Eddie Heath from Centerburg, Ohio, and was most likely sold by the IH dealer in Utica, Ohio. It was purchased by Chad House and his father of Mount Pleasant, Michigan, many years ago, who had rebuilt the engine and used it at a couple of local tractor pulls. We purchased it and brought it to Minnesota in 2017. It was restored by Josh Olson in 2019, and it was dynoed by Danny Anderson at 170 horsepower. Our 1456 Standard is the latest addition to our collection. It was sold originally by West Plains Implement in Beach, North Dakota, which was owned by Harry Zachman. Years later, Harry traded it back in and sold it as a used tractor to Glenn Gervin of Glen Ullin, North Dakota. The Gervins owned it about 20 years, using it on their large grain farm, mostly to run an auger, before selling it to us in Pine Island, Minnesota in 2022. The tractor was in excellent shape, with only slightly over 4,000 hours on it when we bought it. We have done some mechanical work to it already, like a head gasket, a new TA and clutch, and some cosmetic things, but it will be getting the paint restoration later this year. There was some question about the authenticity of this tractor because the underside of the hood is painted red. We would have expected to find gold paint on a true gold demo. We checked the serial number first, which fell right into place as produced about 2/3 of the way through the 1970 production year. Next, we verified the black dash and cowling under the steering wheel. Then we checked under the other pieces of sheet metal hoods, and they were painted gold. With all this evidence, we can verify it is a true gold demonstrator. But we assume the big section of hood was damaged and replaced at some time in its life. The outside of the hood was painted gold, but you can tell it's a slightly different shade than the original gold pieces. Like we said earlier, these tractors spent their lives earning a living just like any other tractor. And just like on any other farm, sometimes things happen.
As you can see, our gold demonstrators came from farms all across this country, doing a wide range of farm jobs. And yet, every one of them had one particular day that they went to the field for the very first time. Brand new from the dealership, bright, shiny, beautiful, full of pride and expectation. And that's the way that we try to preserve them for the future to understand and appreciate. Thanks for watching.